Hello, everyone. We are here for another episode of From the Doghouse. It's number nine, right, Patrick?
Number nine, yes. It's
Wow.
been
Yeah,
almost
and
3 months then. Yeah, because we've been doing one a week. So, yeah, I guess
yeah,
2.5 months.
yeah. And you know what? One of the things that actually, now that I'm reflecting on this, it's actually really nice that we have almost like a little timeline of what has happened, right?
Yeah.
As we're building this business. So it's really fun. So we were just talking about what we're going to talk about today, because we always like to do something that's quite current, what we're dealing with
Mhm.
right now in the business. And one thing that we both noodled on this week quite a bit was language and how we should be talking about woofer and how we explain what we do. And yeah, we got a little, I think we had a bit of a reality check this week, right? Didn't we, Patrick?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very interesting when you sit down and you're trying to build your brand and your verbiage to support your brand and your experience. And Annie and I spent many, many, many hours sitting down and thinking about what words we want to use and how we want to present ourselves and what best represents not only the brand, but the differentiators in the market. And uh, as we are now reviewing all of it and thinking about how we are presenting out to the world, we realized that many words that we thought or phrases that we thought would be like, I don't know, blow people out of the park with, what we're trying to do. We're like, I think we're actually overcomplicating it. And we realized there's a number of things, words and phrases that we're using that are just not really the best ones to use.
Yeah. So, for example, the first business cards that we made, I think they said curated walks for dogs with taste, which I still
Yes.
think it's funny,
Very cute. Cute.
but
Yeah.
it really doesn't say anything, right, about what we do or
No.
how people should think about it. And I think it makes it actually sound like we're for this elite
Yeah.
group only or something like that, right?
Yes.
But at the time we were like curated, that's really what we do.
Right.
And
And
I mean, I do like the word, but I come to not like it now because it
yes.
doesn't really do its
Yeah.
service. It does it a disservice, right?
Exactly. And the the word curated is you think about art and you think about very different context than dog walking. And the intent behind it is yes, we're putting a lot of effort into finding and matching the best experiences and the best woofers to the best dogs, and we have a very unique process to do that. However, using the word curate is just not. Instead, Annie came up with a much better approach, which is literally saying exactly what it is, which that's the best way to say or to explain what you do is just be very clear on exactly what you're doing. So some of the new phrases, Annie, you came up with a lot of great ones this week.
Yeah, so we were just, let's just say what normal people say without trying to be so fancy,
Yeah,
right? Because I think we also at some point had, not a stranger on the leash, with a leash,
yeah,
which also is true because we do match the walkers with the dogs, and so it's not a stranger right out the gate. But again, people would read that and go like, "What? What?"
exactly.
So I was literally just saying yesterday, well, why don't we just call it finally dog walking how you want it when you want it. That's it. Like
Great.
that's it,
Yeah.
and then in as little as 2 hours notice. And that is it. Like and now it's clear this is what we
Yes.
do. It seems like such a
The
simple thing, right? But
exactly. The other thing we were talking about is we created this really unique personality profile matching system. We built it. We created the whole algorithm, the way how it works, and we came up with a well, we thought was a cool name, which was PACK, and PACK are the different types of personalities in our matrix. But then we were thinking about it, and one of the things that we position against, because it is different than what we do, is we don't provide group walks. We only provide one-on-one walks for our customers. And that is a unique differentiator for us. And then we looked and we said, well, we're using pack walks as in our positioning. And we're like, well, people don't really use that term, like my dog's walking in a pack today, or it's just not a very common phrase. So instead, we said, why don't we just say group walks? Because that's what it is. We don't provide group walks. We provide individual walks. So again, plain English using a very simple, direct word of what we're doing. And we are going to be changing pack, we're going to change our personality indicators, not the personality types that we have, but the indicators to have it be a bit more clear. So a lot of learnings this week on clarity in words, clarity in what we put out to the world, and it was a fun exercise, and I really like where we landed this week with very clear, crisp words. So
I agree. And, one of the things that I'll close this out with is something that I'm sure the people that used to work with me have heard me say many times. I'm like, do the caveman test,
yeah,
go on or cavewoman test if you want, if you
yeah,
wish. Go onto the website and literally open your eyes for 3 seconds, close it. And if you don't know what the company does, they're not clear enough.
yep,
And, eat your own dog food,
yeah,
as they say.
yeah. There you go. Yes, yeah,
I should
yeah,
probably do that too.
yeah,
So we changed that this week, which was a really good experience. And, it's sometimes, again, you relearn the things that you already learned in the past when you do it yourself.
yeah,
So it's been a great week. But
yeah. Great week.
we'll wrap it up here. It's been a wonderful week, and we are excited about next week. So many new things happening
Yeah,
next week as well. So, we'll be happy to be back. And until
yeah.
then, have a great weekend.
All right. See you soon. Take care.
Bye.